Namaste, I am Dilip Pandya, founder and chief mentor and MD of Transcend Biz Mentors Private Limited. We are a one-stop management and business growth solution provider. We operate across 17 verticals, whether it's mentorship, consulting, executive coaching, digital marketing, L&D, HR process outsourcing, recruitment, customer lifecycle management, et al. Today I am going to speak about a concept called salary benchmarking, which is very much neglected. What is salary benchmarking? It is a process through which we indulge into research, both primary as well as secondary, and firm up the prevailing emoluments rates for the organizational levels as decided. For an organization, the structure is often in a mess. And which structure am I talking about? When we want to create a parity in an organization structure, it is a parity across 6 domains: rank, level, designation, education, experience, and emoluments. Quite often, it is a mismatch. You find a manager earning lesser than an assistant manager. And why this happens is because an organization evolves. There is an organic growth, right? So it happens along the way. The organization structure is not a quick fit, plug and play model. It evolves. Hence, during evolution, such episodes happen. Over a period of time, these mismatches amplify. What happens is there are some employees who are underpaid. There are some employees who are overpaid because the parity with the role, designation, level is not matched. Now, such a disparity is not good if the organization wants to scale multiple times. Organic growth can be managed. Mark my word, can be managed. Again, it is not ideal to do that, but still can be managed. But if you want to move faster, achieve true growth, and true growth meaning beat the market and try and become a market leader. If that is the growth your organization is coveting, then organizational disparity harms, creates inefficiencies, creates negative energies. Hence, it is wonderful to aim at organizational parity in the structure through a very conscious effort. It is not a switch on, switch off switch. It is supposed to be done over a period of time. I prescribe 3 years. Depending on the size of the organization, it can be 4 years or 5 years. And what is salary benchmarking? I have indicated the definition, what it means. In the process, what do? Is we do the primary and secondary research through modules or portals available, through our database, and through even taking interviews. So going to the market live. So when an organization gives us that these are the roles and the levels for which the salaries have to be benchmarked, and these are the competition or industries in which it has to be done, across which it has to be done, that is what we undertake. And as a process, we get into a detailed analysis and then submit the report. How is it good for the organization? It creates a wonderful clarity on what a particular role should attract as an emolument. So when a guy is underpaid, then you go out as a principal, as an elder brother to that guy and say that we value you, we know you are underpaid as per the market standards, we will give you salary correction over a period of 3 or 4 years. And how does that happen is that based on the performance management system and the appraisals, if that guy or that lady is supposed to attract an increment of 20%, then there is additional 5 or 7% or 10% in increment for salary correction. Both are mentioned separately. So the resource knows that his or her salary is being corrected. Similarly, there are roles, and this also happens very often. There are roles which are overpaid, particularly in organizations where performance management system is not great or is greatly applied, effectively applied. This happens. So there are blind spots for people who do work and the owners or the founders tend to support them, tend to give them higher increments, and they grow more than the role demands. So that clarity also sets it, that there is a better talent available in the market at a much moderate rate than what I have. So either my person who is overpaid develops and gathers much more responsibility and accountability in his or her role and justify that overpayment. What also is the contributory factor, notably so, is that this aids employee engagement and hence attrition comes down because of such reasons. Retention amplifies. Even though, for example, if I am an employee, I am at par with the market rates, but when I see in the organization that the organization is pegging with the market, has corrected salary for some and is constantly in exchange of this parameter, I feel secure that I will never be underpaid. So whether I am overpaid or underpaid or at par, engage with the organization. Hence, employee engagement rises and retention improves. What is often done is when HR is given responsibility to recruit at several levels, according to manpower budgeting, there is a budget allocated. HR goes out in the field, recruits or rather interviews, and finds that the range given to them is not sufficient, comes back to the management and says we want to increase in the range. Now, what is the fallacy in this approach as compared to salary benchmarking? The sample size in this case is not representative. Anybody who follows research methodology should know that sample size is very critical and should be representative. So interviewing 5 or 7 candidates does not yield the correct picture. So maybe, when the HR conducts those 7 interviews and comes back to the management saying I think we should budget more, and management gives 20% more, but in effect if you have a salary benchmarking report on hand, then you may actually know that this is the best, we are paying better than market rates. So hence it saves cost and hence it saves time even for HR. So instead of relying on trial and error, you immediately go and try and do it the first time right. And hence there is a sanity across the organizational structure and the entire process of selection, interviewing, recruitment, and formulating a robust structure which helps in scaling much higher than what we are currently doing. Hence, salary benchmarking is such a critical process which is often undervalued, underrated. Please take cognizance of the importance of salary benchmarking. Jai Hind.